finally back on some legitimate whitewater. It has been a minute since I've been in my short boat, but out here on a fantastic November Saturday afternoon. Temperatures are in the 40s, I think, still. Pete's crossing his fingers for the 50s, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But we're out here on French Broad, and we're gonna do section 9. I got a pretty decent sized crew. Some other folks out here, but I think we got like 8 or 9 in our group. But I'm pretty stoked about this particular section. Some decent whitewater at the bottom.
Just a main.
So that's definitely on my mind, but very excited to get out there and man, good times.
A lot of what gets a paddler down the river are paddle strokes, boat angle, and the ability to think clearly in a potentially chaotic situation. Another part is the mental game of overcoming fear and getting back up when the river knocks you down again and again. My day on the French Broad was going to test me. Whether I knew it or not, the river was going to knock me down to that. The question was, how would I get back up? As I quickly learned, whitewater kayaking is a perishable skill. There was once a day when I had a combat role, even if it was unreliable at best. That's certainly a thing of the past now, and without delay, Pete is first on scene to help clean up the carnage. This process turned out to be quite the dumpster fire, as when the boat was dumped out and I got back in, I swam yet a second time before I could get my skirt back on. The most shocking part of it all was that neither Pete nor I got any of it on camera. Not to worry though, because there's certainly more carnage to come.
Woo! Yeah.
As evidenced by my involuntary, well, we'll just call them disgruntled noises, I was starting to get frustrated. Frustrated at the river, but mostly frustrated with myself. I was losing the mental game and paddling defensively. The river and I were competing instead of working together. And when you compete with the river, well, the river is always going to win. My third swim for the day also highlighted what an awesome group the whitewater community is. Up to this point, the guy emptying my boat and I had never met. He picked it up without question and began helping. So a big shout out to T-Mac, and I hope to see you out on the water again soon. And next time, you won't have to help fish me out of the river. Would you look at that? You see, all of these swims are just chock full of lessons learned. This is a great time to point out the importance of tethering your cameras, whether your boat, your helmet, or whatever, because, well, you can see what happens. It also goes to show that the whitewater community are some of the best people out there. It would have been easy for any one of them to let me figure all of this out on my own. James helped me get to shore, while Graham and Dina wrangled my boat there as well. Even more, James drained my boat for me because he could see at this point in the day I was getting smoked.
If it takes it out, I don't care how.
You don't have to tell me, I'm aware. It was that last rock that got me.
With my fourth swim under my belt, the idea that had been eating at me was now in the forefront of my mind, and I was genuinely beginning to question whether I had bitten off more than I could chew with this stretch of river. But there was only one option for a course of action. Just keep paddling. It also didn't hurt that we were surrounded by one of the most beautiful landscapes that these mountains had to offer. Edging your boat is like kayaking 101. But apparently I slept through that class because while I came off a kayaker's ledge, I didn't edge my boat correctly, and, well, the river did the rest. To make matters worse, this became the longest developing kayak swim in recorded history. Graham was Johnny on the spot to help with the tea rescue, but I had somehow managed to come out of my thigh braces, and the only thing holding me in the boat was my skirt. I knew that if I tried to hip snap to right myself, the skirt would pop. But I had to try, and the inevitable happened. Swim number 5 for the day.
And there's nowhere to get out unless you...
No. Graham's gonna go run that thing.
Okay.
The other options are stay far, far right, and then there's a sneak line through some little maintenance stuff like that. Or the far left around the island is the distance taking. You end up through there.
I don't know. I'm torn. Because, like, part of me came here to push myself.
Yeah.
And the other part's tired as hell.
Really big rapids when you're flat worn out don't normally yield good results.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
And with that, I was faced with the decision that I knew was coming the entire day. This rapid, known as Frank Bell's, is the only Class 4 rapid of the run. As I watched Graham nail his lines and make it look easy, based on my performance for the day, I could recognize when I was in over my head. I knew I couldn't make the moves that Graham was making, and was pretty much done with getting beat up by the river and making a spectacle of myself. So I opted for the cheat line on river left, and still managed to have a little bit of fun over there. Bit of fun.
Holy smokes. So they say that there are days that you paddle the river, and then there are other days that the river paddles you. And today, the river paddled me. I literally lost count of my swims. Was it 4? I like your number because I was going to say 5. No, I think it was at least 5. We had a double swim at the beginning. It was an absolute dumpster fire.
But he kept getting back in the boat, and that's all that we care about.
And that is, honestly, that is what it's about. That is why I came out. That is why I'm getting back in the saddle, is to just keep getting back in. The horse throws you off, keep getting back on. So, but still a fantastic day on the water. I wouldn't change anything. Well, I would change the swims if I could, but but I still had a good time, and know what I need to work on, and we'll be back. Bracing,
edge control,
edge, you know,
bracing, everything that's important. Maybe line selection, bracing, edge control.
P5
broaching.
just said it. Everything that's important. That's what I need to work on.
Oh man.
So
We'll
yeah,
get him there. He'll get back. He'll get back, folks. Don't count him out. He's a fighter.
it's
Oh yeah. I guess after going under that log, you're just opening a new leaf in your
yes,
kayaking. So
exactly.
swimming's not so bad.
New horizons. All right, we're gonna go get a burger. Good times. Well, it's not a burger, but it's a good plan B. The burger place apparently was shut down, but here at High Ridge Adventures, and gonna get some barbecue. Good times.